Oh, if you're talking about specific, this is producer Jason here. If you're talking specifically about Pennsylvania, the Supreme Court handed a ruling to the Biden campaign just a few days ago, saying that if a ballot is postmarked by Election Day, they can be received for up to 3 days after Election Day. And so maybe that's, JD, why you're talking about a major increase in votes, because...
No, I'm talking about fraud, Stein. I'm talking about fraud nationwide, and in one of the states is Pennsylvania.
Okay, so...
and the problem with Pennsylvania is here in Nevada, the legislature made the rule. In Pennsylvania, the Supreme Court made the rule, but under the Constitution, the legislature has to make the rule on how many days after Election Day things can happen. So that's why the Trump campaign is still fighting there. And the Trump campaign got a win this morning in Pennsylvania, allowing ballot watchers in. So I think that's why I would rather have everybody halt everything until everything is in.
Right. Sure.
Let's count it and let's do it right.
And then you look at what's happening in Georgia. So Georgia, they said that they had, so Trump was up like 16,000 in Georgia, or 18,000 in Georgia. They had 25,000 ballots left, they announced. An hour later, they said, no, actually, we found another 35,000. We actually have 60,000 ballots left.
Okay, so let me just say this as a disclaimer.
This seems to be happening nationwide.
Let me just say this as a disclaimer, and I'm probably going to say this about 50 times today, and I'll say it right now. There is no evidence of widespread voter fraud. That's number one. That's very, very important.
Actually, there is. Brian,
okay, so you can disagree with me, but unless you show me evidence in a source, it's not true. Number two, besides the no evidence of widespread voter fraud, the reason why many of these states are still counting and it's taking a while, Republicans have halted what the Democrats have tried to do for decades, and that is allow all these states to count ballots early. Democrats have tried to pass this for decades in many of these states. Republicans have halted that, and that is why now we are in a situation where many of these states have to count plenty of mail-in ballots, like Pennsylvania. If you don't believe me, you can look that up. Democrats have tried to get that done, and Republicans have halted it. So I can't sit here and say that there's all this widespread voter fraud, because we're going to sound like that press conference that just happened 20 minutes ago, where people won't even give their name, but they give no evidence, and even Brian Kilmeade goes on the air and says they gave us absolutely nothing with no evidence and no proof. If we have no evidence and no proof, guess what? Then there's no widespread voter fraud as far as I'm concerned.
I can tell you this. I voted in Nevada last Friday. I registered, same-day registration. I looked in the database to find my vote. My vote was not there. As of today, my vote is not in the database.
So you're a voter that needs to be verified.
No, I registered same day.
I believe that's called a provisional ballot.
That's a provisional ballot.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they haven't been counted yet.
But they will be counted?
Yes.
But those are the...
So I don't know that amounts to fraud.
That's not fraud, JD. That's just how it works. That's the legal process. You're a voter that has not been verified. You registered the day of, and that's a provisional. There's nothing fraudulent about that. It's very important that we know the law, and it's very important that we know the rules and how things work. I'm just giving you facts, and the fact is that Democrats have been wanting to count ballots early in every state, and the states that do not allow it, it's because Republicans stopped it from happening. Stein, I want to go to you now. John, stick around if you want. It's a good conversation here, but he gave us a good update on what's going on in Nevada right now.